Hello, we are team number 4 and we are going to present the Integrative Evidence FDI Shark Tank with the country Peru. And our team is made by Hiromi Carrillo, Victoria Núñez, and Kenia Zarate.
Economic situation. During the period between January and September 2022, the economy of Peru grew by 2.7%. However, this growth has been uneven. The third quarter of 2022 recorded a year on year growth of only 1.7%, with a marked decrease compared to the first half when year on year growth was 3.5%. The introduction of more effective macroeconomic reforms and social programs in the 1990s and since 2000 have generated significant improvements in economic growth, welfare, and poverty reduction. Peru faced a difficult year in 2023, marked by political, economic, and social crises. Events such as protests, economic recession, and disagreements among public powers contributed to a significant downturn in the economy. Systemic corruption and lack of private investment worsened the situation. 2024 presents similar challenges, with uncertainty over climate events, the need to restore confidence in government and the economy. Despite these challenges, the importance of citizen responsibility and collaboration between the public and private sectors to overcome the crises and move towards a country development is highlighted. 2024 finds us disoriented and recession hit country, with a state with little capacity for action and governance. However, it expects us as citizens to be willing to think critically, assume responsibilities and duties responsibly, and encourage us to continue safeguarding and caring for Peru, turning lament into development.
Now talking about the legal and regulatory stability, Peru has a civil law system, which is a legal framework based on written laws organized into codes. As a foreign investment, a civil law system can be good because it is characterized by having clear rules. Since laws are written down, investors can easily understand what they need to do to follow them. And legal protection. Legal protection, civil law systems often prioritize protecting property rights, which is important for foreign investors who want to ensure their investments are safe. And talking about conflict resolution, the preferred mechanism of the private sector in recent decades has been arbitration. And some government agencies that people who want to invest in Peru should take into account are the following in the copy. The copy is the National Institute for the Defense of Competition and Protection of Intellectual Property. And OCITEL is the supervisory agency for private investments in telecommunications. OCITRAN is the supervisory agency for investments in public transport infrastructure of Peru. And finally, SUNAT. SUNAT is the National Superintendency of Tax Administration. And also allowed that it is important to foreign investors to know is the public procurement law and is the contracting of work, goods, and services by state entities in Peru are governed by this law. So it is important also to know that. Now talking about security and social stability, Peru has lower public expenditures on education and health than other AL6 countries. AL6 countries are a group that includes the six largest economies in Latin America, and the countries are Brazil, Mexico, Argentina, Colombia, Chile, and Peru. And also Peru is the country ranked 77 out of 152 countries in 2013 of the Human Development Gender Inequality Index. However, the Peruvian authorities are committed to delivering more socially inclusive growth, and also Peru macroeconomic management success in recent years has helped reduce poverty and create jobs, and this will likely continue with sound macroeconomic policies. Peru has had some conflicts in the past talking about environmental stability. For example, in 2009, the Peruvian government allowed new oil and gas developers into the Peruvian Amazon without any input from local indigenous groups. So that's why a protest broke out that killed 33 people and injured 200. And for this reason, the Peruvian Congress reversed the legislative decision afterwards. But now, in the present, according to the World Watch Institute, Peru is the only nation in the world hitting what it calls the sustainability sweet spot, and which it defines as managing high levels for both human development and ecologically sustainable resource consumption. Now, the main threat is deforestation for Peru, despite it being protected by government policies. The country is still losing large swaths of forest due to agricultural expansion, lodging, mining, and drilling. And however, a lot of countries are helping Peru, such as UK, USA, Germany, and Norway have joined forces with Peru to combat and reduce the deforestation.
About free trade agreements, Peru has signed 17 free trade agreements with key countries such as the United States, European Union, China, Chile, and South Korea. Well, the average of tariffs on these free trade agreements are between 0 or 18%. The lowest is Chile with 0%, and the highest is United States with 18%. Another subject is that in a human in a social and human indicators impact, there have been 300 new jobs in different sectors such as agriculture, manufacturing and service. This has been a reduction in the poverty rate from 25% to 19% in the last 10 years. And in foreign direct investment, it had a growth in 2021 from 12%. And well, these main investing countries were the United States, China, and the European Union. In possible business opportunities in the technology sector, Peru is experiencing growth in the adoption of enterprise softwares, mobile application, and IT service, as well as a need to improve telecommunication infrastructure. In manufacturing, there are opportunities in the food industry, with a diversity of agriculture products in the for export, and in textile manufacturing, capitalizing on both local and international demand. In service, tourism hold promises due to Peru's rich history and biodiversity, while there is an increased demand in financial service such as mobile banking and electronic payments, and in agriculture, investment in sustainable practice, such as organic production, is profitable due to the global demand for environmentally friendly food production.
The main megatrend that we identify in Peru is the sustainability practice in global industry. Since the pandemic, the country has taken a build back better approach and is looking at incorporating sustainability and climate change into its recovery pathway. In the past 2 years, the government approved its National Sustainable Urban Transport Program, created the High Level Climate Change Committee, and recognized the urgency of addressing climate change and sustainability to reactivate its economy. Finally, by implementing targeted policies and fostering inclusive growth strategies, Peru can strive towards achieving more stable and equitable economic development in the years ahead. We consider that Peru is still developing now. We do not consider it to be the best time for foreign companies to invest in it. But however, with the passage of time, it is possible that this will change and enter the sustainability market, for example, in the renewable energy industry can be good for foreign investors.